Hey, and welcome into the Big Ten Huddle. It's me and Zach, as we are going to have a lot of fun in this episode. Not a whole lot of research and season previews or anything like that. In this episode, we're doing a Big Ten football draft. We have devised a lineup of 18 players, and we will have to pick one player from every Big Ten team and see which team performs better this year. Before we get started, please do like, subscribe, comment on YouTube, or leave us a 5-star review on the podcast platform that you're listening on. It really does help the show. We very much appreciate it. Follow us on Twitter/X, TikTok, and Instagram at the Big Ten Huddle. And remember, you can catch the Big Ten Huddle every Monday through Friday on podcast or live on YouTube at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights. Become a member. Subscribe to our basketball channel on YouTube and buy some Big Ten Huddle merch. We got some new stuff, new hats, all those things. It's going to be a good time. All right, we'll bring Zach back in. Zach, are you ready to draft the best lineup for the Big Ten draft?
I mean, there are certain teams that I have to draft that are going to make this not the best team. So, no. But I'll do it.
But you'll make it happen. All right. Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll draft a team. I don't know if it's the A team.
Here's how this is going to work. If you're listening on podcasts, you don't see the notes here. But if you are here on YouTube, you can see everything that's going on over here. We have our Big Ten draft board over here. We are each drafting one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, one tight end, an entire O-line. So whatever team that is in the O-line, and then two defensive ends/edges, two defensive tackles, three linebackers. They can be outside linebackers, they can be middle linebackers, whatever. And then cornerbacks, two cornerbacks, and two safeties. That adds up to 18 players, which gives us 18 teams in the Big Ten. Zach, we each have to draft one player from every Big Ten team. Was this a difficult thing for you to prep?
Ask me when we're done.
It was a fun exercise, I think. And I'm going to have a whole lot of fun drafting these because it did force you, if we were just going to do a draft, it would be like Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, maybe an Iowa player, Minnesota player, an Illinois player here and there. But like making it so it has to be one of every Big Ten team, I think makes it really fun.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm giving you a little bit of a hard time. I think it was actually really enlightening to me of like where different teams have, I think, potential and opportunity in different rooms. I am excited. I think I might win some points back with certain fan bases. I think I also might. No, I don't know if I'm going to garner any hate because.
Well, you have to draft one from every team, so.
I know, but
unless they hate the player that you draft.
And that's fair. I think there are a couple teams where depending on how we draft in the order, I think I go for a player that I think could pop at a team over a potential more solid and sure thing. But I think I'm trying to think, how can I have the best team? And also, how do it's just hard. It was a hard exercise, but I actually really did enjoy it.
Me too. Jeff says, Zach, if you falter, he will volunteer to take the flag and finish the draft for you.
It's like the Hunger Games. I volunteer as tribute.
Except you don't die in this one, so that's nice. We just had an influx of people coming in here. Blue Wolverine with the members emojis there. We can't see them on screen, but you can see them in the chat. Trojan Fight is here. What's going on, guys? What's up, Trojan Fight? Excited for this draft. Philip with a banger says new show name, Big Ten Congress.
Veto.
Pitt Snipe Husker here says, hey all, and there we go. We got PK. Prove it, Zach. He's wanting you to prove your Indiana bringing it back there.
I actually have a number of Indiana players that I am considering taking at many positions.
Good.
So
good. And of course, Bobby Mack here as well. Hey all, hey Bobby Mack, appreciate you being here. All right, chat. Please let us know who would you like to go first. First person to respond with me or Zach. Please let us know who would you like to go first, me or Zach. We get the edge based on who you pick to be the first one to pick. So we're going to wait for one of you guys to say either JR or Zach in the chat, and whoever gets their name played first. Bobby Mack is on my team. I appreciate it, Bobby Mack. It's JR. All right, so I get the first pick. Zach, here's my strategy. I am going to pick the teams that I think are the most difficult to pick first, so I will inevitably piss off these fan bases by picking their players first, and that's okay. I am going to go with one CJ Nunley from Purdue, defensive end, as my very first pick. Look at that, Zach. A Purdue player is the very first player picked in the Big Ten draft. Who would have thought?
Wow. Wait, okay, so you're drafting, and it doesn't have to stay with the position. It can just be anybody.
What do you mean?
So, like, do I have to pick an edge now?
No, you can pick whatever you want.
Oh, okay. That's...
Bobby said he resents his pick. Is it because I picked a Purdue player first? That's hilarious, Bobby.
Okay. Okay.
Are you going to pick a Purdue player, Northwest? Or are you just going to go right out of the gate with an Ohio State player? What are you going to do?
I don't know. I was expecting we were going to go quarterback all the way down to. So this no. That just changes my thought. Okay, I'm actually going to go running back.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with a team that's kind of middle of the road that I think could be really good, but I think he's going to get the lion's share of carries.
Okay.
And going to be the one of, if not the leading rusher in the Big Ten, and that's Jonah Coleman, Washington.
You dirty, dirty dog. Darn. I should have picked Jonah Coleman first. That messes up my entire board now. All right.
Does it really? I'm so sorry.
No, don't say sorry. You want to try to beat me. We're competitive, Zach.
Okay. I mean,
we're destroying each other here.
Ha.
Take that. Okay. All right. I'm going to stick with my strategy. I'm not going to deviate. And I am going to pick Aiden Hubbard, Northwestern, as my other defensive end.
Okay.
I almost picked Northwestern first, but there were two guys I was ready to go with, so I was okay with that. Yeah. So I'm going to go Aiden Hubbard, defensive end.
I was just realizing one thing. If you're picking all the lower, lesser guys first, that means I don't have to worry about if they're not in positions that I care about, then I don't have to worry about them.
I guess that's true. Now you can pick all the... I didn't think this through. Shoot.
Aha! Also,
okay, now I got to start picking good players.
Wait, aren't we doing snake?
No, what's two people? How do you do snake with two people? It'd be two picks.
That's fair. Well, you can still do it. Anyway, I feel like I'm getting the shaft. Well, I'm getting the shaft, but I'm not getting the shaft. Okay. I don't need that. I am.
You just stole one of my favorite players to pick in the entire thing.
I did. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'll be fair. I told you I was going to pick him at the pre-show because, so I'll just go ahead. I'm going to pick Nico at quarterback. And I don't love it. But I do think in terms of getting every team in, I had 4 quarterbacks I thought about picking. And I'll just tell you, I thought about Julian Sayin, but I'm like, there are too many good Ohio State players other than Julian Sayin. I thought about Dante Moore, but again, I think there's too many good players in Oregon, like at different positions. And the other guy I really thought about was Fernando Mendoza.
I thought about him too, but I felt like there were defensive players that would get me more opportunity with their stats.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't go Fernando Mendoza. Well, I haven't gone yet, but I will not be choosing Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Just to point out, Jeremiah's number one. Are you guys nuts? We could literally pick an Ohio State player at any place, and it'd be one of the better players. I don't feel like I think the issue we're running into, Jeff, is that if we want to pick certain players from certain teams, we have to pick them first, which runs the risk of whether we are going to get Jeremiah Smith or not.
Right, and that's the thing, right? Like with an Ohio State player, you pick them early, and then you're boxed into a corner because you might not get the Purdue player you want, and then you could be picking a Purdue player with all those transfers that you're not even sure is going to start at cornerback, and you're going to pick him as your cornerback. But with Ohio State, I could pick Julian Sayin, Jeremiah Smith, James Peoples, the offensive line, Max Clare. Like I could pick so many players from Ohio State, so. Honestly, like I'll be picking my Ohio State player probably last, because that's the other piece of it. Here is I'm actually going to pivot. I'm going to take Denzel Boston at wide receiver because now I know I have to get a Washington player, and I was going to take Jonah Coleman at running back. But worst comes to worst, I can just take James Peoples at running back now instead of having to choose somebody's backup running back or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
Not backup running back, but a running back that I don't think would be as good. So, yeah, I'll choose Denzel Boston there.
Yeah. I'll just say, Iamalaiava, I thought about Altmaier at quarterback, but there's too many good positions for Illinois.
We're going to go by stats on who wins this, and I think like Altmaier's going to win you games, but Altmaier isn't going to throw for 4,000 yards.
That's also fair.
I mean, not Nico isn't either, but he's going to fill up the stats more than Altmaier will most likely, but Altmaier will still be the better player in my opinion.
Yeah.
So.
I'll just one other thing with Jeff. Ohio State has 2 unicorns that I'm interested in.
Ohio State has a ton of unicorns. Max Clare, Jeremiah Smith, Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I could take a unicorn at any point in time.
And yet I'm probably not picking Ohio State to win the Big Ten. But
it's the same reason I'm not taking a defensive lineman from Michigan because I got my pick of 4 that I could take real easy. TJ Guy, Derek Moore, Rayshon Betty. Like, who do I want?
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go Maryland here at tight end, Dorian Fleming.
Wow.
Did I just take your?
Yeah, I wanted him to, so it's actually a good thing that I haven't chose my Ohio State guy because now I'll have to probably flex Max Clare to tight end.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay, Zach. Larry's proud of you. Okay. Well, so Jeff says Clare is only really good, but for stats purposes, in the Big Ten, he's going to be one of the best tight ends in.
That's fair.
So. I get what you're saying, but still for stats purposes. Okay. All right. Let's see. What is another one? Oh, okay. I'm going to take him because you've taken all the other ones that I really like. This does not go with my theme of taking teams that don't have very many options, but I really want this player, so I'm going to take Coy Parrish.
No. Okay.
I feel like I have some opportunities. Interception leader in the Big Ten last year. Have some opportunities with him in different areas. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Coy Parrish there.
Okay. Then I'm. All right, I have to flex something here.
No, Philip, he can't get them both. He can only pick one, either Smith or Downs. He can't get them both.
Yeah.
But he does have the pick, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That does change things a little bit. Let me figure out what I'm doing here.
That's
that was
the
a good
part.
pick.
You come into this with a plan and then one pick and you're like, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I think I may have to give you Jeremiah Smith. Possibly. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Okay.
Possibly. We'll see. I'm going to take Nick Marsh for wide receiver, Michigan State.
Okay. Not a bad pick. I like what you're thinking there. All right. Nick Marsh. Okay. Let's see. My next pick, I'm looking at my Purdue, my Northwestern. I have you have already taken UCLA, so I don't need to take UCLA. I do think there is a smaller amount of. See, I don't want to finish out. Like, I shouldn't have finished out my edges and my defensive ends there. I'm a little concerned that I did that. You know what? I think this guy's going to be a really hot commodity. So I'm just going to go ahead and take him. Gabe Yuckas, Illinois.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's my Illinois player. That's another reason why I wasn't taking Luke Altmaier is because I want Gabe.
Yep. Yeah.
So I will go with Yuckas there.
That's a good pick.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it makes it easier because now you don't have, that like if you have an Illinois guy, you're not going to get it stolen from you.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Oh, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do here.
Max says for Illinois, somebody has to go Pons or Fisher or Kamara. If I can, I will take one of those guys, but I was anticipating Zach was going to pick another one. But I actually have a sleeper pick for Indiana that I was going to take. I'm interested to see what Zach does.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I'm going to do here. What do I want to do?
DK says Max Surratt would be the number 2 wide receiver behind Smith. Yeah, he's another really good one you can take from Indiana. I'm just chatting it up here with the chat, so we have some kind of sound going on for the podcast, Zach. Yeah. So you just interrupt me whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I am gonna go. No. Don't know what I want. What do I want to do? Here's where I'm struggling is I'm like, I gotta figure out what I was gonna do because no, okay, that's fine. I think I'm fine. Okay.
Putting you in a brain blender here, Zach.
You are. Well, I think I realize that I have one fairly big hole that if I don't fill it, it's going to be a problem. So, okay, I'll just go ahead. I'll go Ben Barton, Wisconsin, defensive tackle.
Okay. All right, defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Ben, how do you spell his last name?
Barten.
Ten. All right, just making sure. Okay. All right, I'm going to keep filling out my linebackers here, and I'm going to go with where's he at? There he is. Mateo Uiagalelei, who is technically an outside linebacker via the Oregon website. So a little cheat there for me. I'm going to go with Mateo Uiagalelei as my linebacker.
That's dirty.
Yeah, that is dirty.
That's so dirty. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh, okay. This is bad.
Trojan fight! Don't you worry. We will get to wide receivers soon. I have some plans for wide receivers. Trojan fight. Talking about Jacoby Lane there.
Oh man. Yikes. All right.
Bobby Mack says, are we going to do an all Big Ten team? We will. I have that on the schedule. We will do all Big Ten teams as we enter into the season. So, Bobby Mack, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. We appreciate that. But yes, we will definitely get to all Big Ten teams at some point. All right, Zach, is the pick in?
Oh, crap.
That is not what the NFL teams say when they ask if the pick is in.
Oh, no, okay. I know what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to take Jeremiah Smith.
All right. I was going to say, that's a pretty safe pick.
Yeah.
All right. Jeremiah Smith off the board. The Ohio State player off the board. Oh. All right. Now I have picked. So I'm going off teams that you have already picked. I'm leaving my linebacker spot open because if I have the opportunity to pick Aiden Fisher, I will, but I don't know if you're going to take my sleeper that I have for Indiana. So I will go with, because you have not picked this team yet, and I do not want you to take him. Well, no, I just said I wouldn't go with that team that early because there's too many picks. I will go with Aaron Graves, Iowa, as my defensive tackle.
That's a good pick.
You have not chosen Iowa yet. I feel like I have the opportunity to go there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I like that.
Okay. I think I feel better now. Okay. I'm trying to think. So you.
Oh crap. Zach, you ready to pick?
Thanks for this. Thanks. I'll go. Marcus Watson Trent from Nebraska at linebacker.
Good pick there. Good pick there. I almost had him. I'm just going to do MWT because I don't want to try to spell out the entire thing. Not that I couldn't. It's a lot of letters. Okay. All right. If I'm looking at my board now, I am looking at an opportunity for Rutgers. I need to figure out that running back spot. I've still not figured out what my running back is going to be. Honestly, I should have kept Purdue, and I would have flexed to Devin Mockabee there because I do feel like he's going to be a key point in that offense. And if they move the ball, but I can't do that now because I already took the Purdue. You know what? I was going to take this team. As my offensive line, but you have cornered me here, Zach, and you have made me pick somebody else. I will go with one Nicholas Singleton at running back.
Yeah.
So my Penn State offensive line pick remains open, but I think there's enough strong offensive lines in the Big Ten. I'll have another option.
Yeah, I think you're in good shape.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. So I have two safeties. You haven't taken anyone from USC yet, right?
They're all just roasting you in the chat. No, I have not taken anybody from USC yet.
All right. I will take Kamari Ramsey.
Kamari Ramsey. Okay. That's a good pick.
USC. At safety.
That's a good pick. I'm surprised. Well, you can't because you already took Smith. So, yeah. See, this is kind of a luxury now for me because I just have an Ohio State player I could put anywhere. Like I could, if it worst comes to worst, I could put Edric Houston at defensive tackle if I wanted to. The only players I'm not super sold on at the, like, I don't know if there's a single player here that I have that you have not taken already. You know what? There is one player I need to take because you've not taken this team yet. And this player led the Big Ten in interceptions a couple years ago, fell off a little bit last year, but I think he has the opportunity to make some noise this season. One Ricardo Hallman. Is that how you spell his last name? I think I got it right.
Yeah, you got it right. I do have a Wisconsin player, but
not him. Oh, you do it. Darn it. You did. Okay, you took Ben Barton.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay, though. I needed a cornerback, and I wasn't super sold on the cornerback option. So, okay.
That's good.
All right.
I got to figure out. So the reason why I'm taking so long is I got to figure out what I'm going to do with Penn State. That's what I'm wrestling with right now.
Jeff makes a good point. He says Purdue will always be playing from behind, so hard to run Mockabee a lot. That's true. Yeah. That's true. It's just hard because, the hardest thing with Purdue right now is not that they don't have good players. I mean, they do have less good players than other Big Ten teams, obviously. But it's such an interesting depth chart because there are so few guaranteed starters. Like I took CJ Nunley, what was that, the fourth there? Mm-hmm. Because he was the sack and tackle for loss leader at Akron 2 years in a row. I think he's going to start at Purdue, but if we're being completely honest here, I don't know how much he plays. Is he just a pass rushing dude? I don't think so. Not from what we saw at Akron, but at the same time, taking a G5 guy to come up to the Big Ten to be a starter, you just never know. So I'm hoping for the best there, but
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. All right. Have I stalled long enough? Do you have a pick?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I feel good now about the rest of my picks. I'm gonna make Indiana fans happy.
Okay. Go for it.
Mikhail Kamara at edge.
Edge. See, I would have given you Mikhail Kamara at edge or linebacker.
Well, I have other plans for linebacker.
Is that how you pronounce? How do you spell it? Miki?
Yeah. Yeah. And Bubba, don't you worry. Don't you worry about a thing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Xavier Scott would have been a really good pick too.
Yeah.
I think I like Gabe. Better opportunity though. Not as a better player, but better. Maybe. I don't know. Xavier Scott would have been a really good pick too. All right. I feel like offensive line. Bobby Mack says, do you get to replace him if they get hurt? No. That's the other thing. You got to have some durability there as well. And that was honestly one of my things with Nicholas Singleton is he did get hurt a couple years ago. So is he going to get hurt again? But I don't think he will because he's got Katron Allen there. Like, you got enough of a dynamic duo there. They should be good. But that's a good question, Bobby Mack. All right. I'm just gonna get this guy off the board because I don't really know where to go, and I feel like it's a safe pick. I'm gonna go Dylan Raiola at quarterback.
Raiola.
I think Dane Key is gonna get a lot of targets this year. I'm not sure the running game is gonna be. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be bad, but you're only gonna have really Emmett Johnson you trust running the ball. So I think this is gonna be a team that passes the ball quite a bit this year. And even if Dylan Raiola throws 20 interceptions, I think he'll still throw for probably 3,000 yards. So I'm good with that.
That's good.
That's good fantasy logic, right? Go get Kirk Cousins in NFL fantasy. He's gonna throw for a lot of yards at the very least.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna go Rayshon Benny, defensive tackle.
Oh, it was a stupid decision by me to not take Rayshon Benny. I thought about it, but I didn't do it. Zach, you've ruined me.
Well, to be fair, I was taking about 30 minutes per pick beforehand, so I think I ruined the podcast. So
no, you didn't ruin the podcast. You know what? No. I'm not gonna do that because I want to try and pick a team that you've not picked yet. You picked UCLA, you picked Indiana, you've picked Wisconsin, have we picked every team at this point? We've picked Washington, Wisconsin.
Neither of us have picked Rutgers yet.
Oh, okay. All right, that's what I'll do then. My pick for Rutgers, is CJ Campbell.
Yeah, that's a really good pick.
I think after talking to a Rutgers fan on Twitter the other day, Raskin says JR, great pick finally. I can't imagine why you think it'd be a great pick. That's funny.
Yeah.
CJ Campbell Jr. I think I think that Rutgers offensive line is better than some people give them credit for. As long as they remain injury free this year, I think they should do a good job blocking for him. And CJ Campbell, I think, is a pretty good back. He's no Kyle Minogue guy, but still a good back who can get some yards. Yeah. Philip says Maryland. We do have Dorian Fleming on here, tight end for Maryland, but I'm going to have to figure out something for Maryland because I did not have a backup plan for Maryland.
But you're going to figure it out more quickly than I did.
Maybe. Right now, they're my offensive line, and I'm not doing that. That would be a scary proposition.
Yeah. Minus a billion points. All right. I think because we have every team in there right now, I'm probably actually just going to go position by position. So I will go Darius Taylor at my second running back spot.
Okay. Good call. Darius Taylor. Where's Minnesota? There it is. All right, so Darius Taylor, good running back spot there. I did go away from Taylor because I didn't know with A.J. Turner the possibility there, and obviously Coy Parrish was a pretty easy pick.
Yeah.
For Maryland. However, if I didn't get if you got Coy Parrish, I was going to take Kerry Brown probably at safety.
Yeah.
In that spot. So I feel like I need to pick my Maryland player here. Zach, you have you have no dog in the fight here. So just help me out. Should I pick Jalen Husky, the safety, or Dante Joyner, the cornerback? at Maryland. I feel like both are pretty good options. I feel like
Yeah.
Husky has a little bit better of an upside, but I also feel like there's so many better safeties. And I'm not trying to disrespect Husky here, but it's just such a heavy safety league. I did not see myself going for a Maryland safety in the league, but also Husky is, he's a good player for them. He's one of the better players on their team.
I'd go corner. I'd go corner.
You think Dante Joyner is who I need to go for
Well,
the transfer?
I think it's all about how do you parlay for better players. And
Yeah.
so, like, yes, Husky might be the best player on Maryland's team, but is he, like, how much worse is he than Caleb Downs?
Yeah. You know what I just thought of, though? If I take Husky, then I can take my Indiana safety, and I can take Aiden Fisher instead.
Oh.
So I'm respectfully going to deny the advice that you just gave me.
That just means your secondary is going to be more easy for Jeremiah Smith and Nick Marsh to light up. So,
well, okay. I'm doing my best. But also, my second cornerback, I don't really think I have another option for this team. If they had a good offensive line, I could do that, but this team is not really known for their offensive line play. So I feel like I need to keep that cornerback with this team that I'm thinking of. But I feel like I can swap to have Aiden Fisher at linebacker for me. All right.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's probably what I'll do. So
that's fair.
Okay.
All right. I'll go offensive line next. I think Iowa. I do think Iowa is going to be very good on the lines this year.
There you go. Making the Iowa fans happy, Zach.
Yeah.
Making the Iowa fans happy. All right. I will just go ahead and do it then. I will take Aiden Fisher. Is it Fisher?
Her. Yep.
Yeah. Say there's no C in there. Sometimes you get these Fishers or these fish, and they got them in there. So, all right, I'm going to take Aiden Fisher. I think he's going to be the tackle leader in Big Ten this year. I feel like that's a good stat pick.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
Yeah. Trojan Fight asks, I thought Iamalaiava was more of an edge. Look on the Oregon website, and he is listed as an outside linebacker. That was my trick of the draft.
Yeah, he was my number one edge, just FYI.
Which, if you drafted him as an edge, I probably wasn't going to be all that. Like, I wasn't going to say you couldn't. Because I feel like you can do the outside linebacker because he's listed as one. But,
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah.
I'll go Anto Saka from Northwestern.
That's a good pick. We both have Northwestern defensive ends. Look at this.
Yeah.
Anto Saka.
Yeah.
All right. I still have to figure out an offensive line. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, legit Northwestern might have one of the most underrated defensive lines in the conference this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we had them in the top half of our Big Ten defensive line rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did. All right. So my issue here is I feel like I need to take an offensive line, but I don't know which offensive line to take because I could take Ohio State. I could take Ohio State. I feel okay about that. I feel better than okay about that. I can't take the Nebraska offensive line, which I think would be a good pick with Spindler and who's the tackle they got from Alabama? Starts with a P. I forget what his name is. Sorry. But I feel like there's a good pick there, but I already took Dylan Raiola, so I don't think I can do that. I can't take the Rutgers offensive line. That would be more of a sleeper pick as well. Can't take Oregon. Can't take Illinois. Can't take Indiana. Can't take Penn State. Oh, boy, Zach, I've really put myself in a hole here. Am I really going to not take Max Clare so I can take the Ohio State offensive line instead of him? Yikes. What's an offensive line that's...
It wouldn't be the greatest pick, but I think you might be able to trust Sharon Moore's development.
That's a great point. Okay. That's a great point. That's what I'll do. I'll take the Michigan offensive line. I mean, they're going to run block well, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Smash.
So,
Yeah.
yes. That's the team name now. Pritchett. Thank you, Michael. Pritchett. I don't know how I forgot that. Pritchett.
Well, it's not like a bajillion players enter the transfer portal, and
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's the smart pick with what we have left because I feel like I have to keep Ohio State for tight end for Max Clare.
Yeah,
Dorian Fleming was my pick at tight end. I should have picked him sooner. That was a really good pick by you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I had toyed actually with taking Henrik Harburg at tight end, but I was like, I honestly did not like any other Maryland option.
Yeah. I mean, he has breakout potential, but it's not a sure thing, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of this, you want to draft a sure thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it's my pick.
Yes.
All right. I will go Manny Powell, Purdue.
Oh, that's right. The linebacker you do like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Manny Powell. All right. Excuse me. I'm going to go with my cornerback pick just because I know I'm going to take him, and I think I need some more time to talk, though, or to think. Andre Jordan Jr. liked him in the transfer portal for UCLA. Think he's going to do a good job this year. I think he's probably one of the better players on UCLA's team. So I don't know if he's going to be like an interception machine or anything like that, but I do think he's going to give him some good corner play this season. Yep. So Andre Jordan Jr., I think a nice little sleeper pick for UCLA.
Nice. Very good pick. Very good pick.
Thank you.
I will go DJ DeJaborme from Rutgers at my last linebacker.
That's a good one. All right, you're going to have to help me out in the spelling here.
It's DJABORME.
Oh, DJABORME. DeJaborme. Nice. Impressive pronunciation skills there, Zach.
Thank you.
Oh boy, I'm in trouble.
Oh no. Oh, Michigan State. Oh,
I don't know what to do with Michigan State.
Well, you could.
I can't take Nick Marsh because you already took Nick Marsh.
You can take Jack Velling.
Oh, great idea. Thank you, Zach.
Yeah. And so you can still have an Ohio State receiver.
Or I said
tackle.
it at the beginning, Edric Houston.
Yeah. Yeah. I like.
I might have to do that.
We're a bit more competitive here. I think that's good.
Yeah.
All right, corner, Xavier Scott. He was my number one pick at corner.
I like how PK puts his subtle dig of Purdue in with the analysis of the draft. PK, excellent work. He said, well, Powell will have a lot of chances to tackle since they will be on the field most of the game. So, PK, excellent work there. The rivalry banter and everything else. All right, I'm sorry. What cornerback did you say?
Xavier Scott.
Oh, yeah. That's a good pick. That's a good pick indeed. I was wondering who you were going to go with Illinois. All right. Now, my issue here. So what team do I have left? I've picked Illinois, Indiana, Iowa. I have not picked Maryland yet. Or no, I have. The safety.
You have Ohio State left, and you have...
Is it USC?
Yeah, USC.
Okay, that's an easy one then. So Mekhi Lemon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good...
Yeah. I got the Washington wide receiver and the USC wide receiver. All right? Wide receivers out west. Here we go.
There you go. A.J. Harris from Penn State as my second corner.
Good pick at corner. That's a good pick at corner. So I will go with no Caleb Downs in the draft, but I will go with the young Edric Houston. I would go Caden McDonald if we're talking about like pure skill player, because I do think Caden McDonald's a better player than Edric Houston, but he's going to be a one tech and he's just not going to get the stats. So yeah.
And Edric Houston can develop into a Tyleek type player, I think.
Yeah. Well, he's a former defensive end turned defensive tackle playing the 3-tech spot, so he should have some really good pass rush moves there in the middle, I feel like.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Last safety, Dylan Thieneman from Oregon.
Oh, you dog. That's a great pick. See, all you had to do was get your thoughts together, and you started picking really well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah.
I gotta say, this is pretty stacked, man. We did a really good job with this.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. So to recap, Zach, you want to read off your team and recap them?
Yeah. So I start out with Nico Iamalaiava from UCLA, my running backs Jonah Coleman and Darius Taylor from Washington and Minnesota. Wide receivers Nick Marsh and Jeremiah Smith, Michigan State and Ohio State. Tight end from Maryland, Dorian Fleming. The Iowa offensive line. And then the defense, Mikel Kamara and Anto Saka are my edges. Ben Barton and Rayshon Benny are my defensive tackles. It's like my least favorite part of the team, but that's okay. Rayshon Benny's really good.
You Wisconsin hater.
I think Wisconsin has better players, including the one that you drafted. And then linebackers, Manny Powell, Marquez Watson, Trent, and DJ Dijaborame from Purdue, Nebraska, and Rutgers. Corner, Xavier Scott and AJ Harris from Illinois and Penn State. Safeties, Kamari Ramsey and Dylan Thieneman from USC and Oregon.
Nice. Yeah, you got the safeties out west. I got the
wide
receivers out west.
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat who you guys think will win. We'll go through and we'll try to figure out who you guys are saying. So put either Z or J in the chat for Zach or JR who you think will win. So my team, Dylan Raiola, I think he's going to throw a lot this season with Dana. I almost said Dana Altman, Dana Holgerson, Dana Altman. Well, if he's coaching Nebraska, we got issues. Nicholas Singleton and C.J. Campbell Jr. At my running back positions. Really like that. Denzel Boston, Mekhi Lemon. I really am happy with that considering how long I took to choose my last wide receiver there. Thanks to Zach. I got Jack Velling at tight end. Love that. On the line of scrimmage, we are just doubling it up with the Michigan Wolverines. Got the all-Michigan line of scrimmage here on my team. Then I have the defensive ends of C.J. Nunley, the fourth, and Aiden Hubbard from Purdue and Northwestern. Then I got the Iowa big man defensive tackle, possibly the best player on their team entering the season. We'll see if Mark Karnowski has anything to say about that. One, Aaron Graves in the middle. Edric Houston alongside him. Gabe Yakus, Mateo Uyunglele, and Aiden Fisher as my linebackers. I think that's probably the strongest part of my team right there, the linebackers. I think I really killed it with them. Ricardo Holman, Andre Jordan Jr. as my cornerbacks from Wisconsin, UCLA. And then I feel like going into the draft, I wanted like some star-studded names for safety, and I think I got Coy Parrish as a star-studded name. But Jalen Husky, I think, could be a sleeper there to get me some points. Maybe I don't think he's going to beat out Dylan Thieneman, but he might give a run for Kamari Ramsey. But we'll see. We'll have to see what Oregon does with Dylan Thieneman this year because that's another big part of it too.
Yeah.
So
I think your linebackers and your defensive tackle duo is very stout. And your skill positions, you getting Singleton, if I didn't, you locked me into getting to Minnesota because I didn't want to take anyone else other than Darius Taylor. Otherwise I would have taken Singleton at running back, but I think that's a really, really good pick with him and CJ Campbell. Denzel Boston I think you guys know how much I love Denzel Boston.
Yeah.
Mekhi Lemon's great. Jack Velling, I think, is going to have a bounce back year here. And yeah, I don't know how we're going to weight stats for offensive lines, but I think Michigan's offensive line is going to be better than people think.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Michigan's always going to have good run blocking on their offensive line. You know, it's always been the pass protection, right? But I feel like they're going to put more of an emphasis on that with Bryce Underwood this year. Look, Sharon Moore had some times last year with his in-game management where it could have been better, but he's no dummy. Like, he knows what he's doing with the offensive line. Like, they're going to do a good job there. So, yeah, I mean, if I'm looking really fast, and then we'll get out of here, I think it's a push at quarterback. I think you probably win running back, but it's close. I think you probably win wide receiver just because you got Jeremiah Smith. I think I win tight end with Jack Velling. No offense, Dorian Fleming. I think that's a close push as well. I think offensive line, that's a push as well. I might give a slight
Yeah.
lean to you. Defensive ends, I would give to you because you got Mikel Kamara. But I think I got defensive tackles. I got linebackers.
Yeah.
You got corners. And then depending on how good Koi Peric is, it might be a push at safety, but you probably have a slight lean at safety.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think you have a couple spots where there's some question marks, but if they hit, it's certainly a push.
Yeah.
But I think the big question is will they actually hit? I think that's similar. Like I think Ben Barton could be really good for Wisconsin, but I
He's
don't.
just not a sure thing to be really good. He's a sure thing
Yeah.
to be a good player. I think they're relying on him this season, but I don't think there's any sure thing that he's going to be like fantastic or anything. We have to see it first.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, this is fun.
this was really fun.
Yeah.
Jeff suggested we do this, and really good suggestion from Jeff. Maybe we let Jeff pick who the better offensive line is at the end of the year, Iowa or Michigan.
Yeah. I'd be curious if Jeff, having seen our teams, if he could make a third squad based off of who we didn't pick. And I think he could.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely could. He wouldn't have as many star players on his team. Like, he would probably get Katron Allen, who's another running back there's another running back up there that I'm forgetting.
I mean, he could, Katron Allen is up there. He could get either of the Michigan running backs.
Mm-hmm. He could get Julian Sayin at quarterback if he wanted to.
Dante
Luke
Moore.
Altmaier's up there too. I don't know if Luke Altmaier's going to get the stats really, but he's up there too.
Yeah. I mean, Caleb Downs is still out there at safety. There's
really
still some
Caleb
good
Downs.
D'Angelo Pons.
Jeff, I was just thinking the same thing as I was reading off those safeties. I was like, neither of us took the best safety. He said you ought to do really well to not have Caleb Downs pick though. Man, I feel you. It's just one of those things where it's like, I wanted to pick Caleb Downs because you got Jeremiah Smith, but I just didn't know. I could have taken Joyner at cornerback, but if I took Joyner at cornerback, I don't know what I would have done with UCLA with the spots that I had left.
Yeah.
So I had to take Husky, but then that kept me from Downs.
This is a very...
You are exactly right, PK. Fernando Mendoza will get stats. The problem is, so will Kamara, so will Fisher, so will Farrell, so will Pons. There are so many others. So will Surratt. Like, Indiana had some of those dudes as well that you kind of saved up because there were a number of guys you could have done there. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, I feel like that this exercise was helpful because it made you think. Again, it made you think where you had to go with certain teams, which I think helps you understand where teams are going to be strong. But yeah, like UCLA, I'm like, I don't have, like, I think corner and quarterback are the most sure things. And not that Nico is a sure thing, but like, I feel better about him than anybody else on UCLA's team.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I get that.
And yeah, like, and Washington, like I really like Washington, but outside of Jonah Coleman and Denzel Boston, like there's a lot of hype around certain players. Devon Williams is a potential quarterback pick too. But like
if we're doing rushing stats, like he would kill it with the rushing combined with the passing. That was one of the reasons why I didn't take Devon Williams is because I was like, how much are we gonna involve rushing with it?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it. Really good draft. Jeff, if you're still out there listening, if you want to put together a third team, email it to me by tomorrow. I'll put your third team on the graphic as well that I post on a Tuesday morning, and we can have some fun with that. So I'm sure you'll get Downs or somebody like that we didn't get because there's a number of players that we didn't get that you could get. Put that together if you want, Jeff, and send that to me. Everybody who listened and who was here with us, we really appreciate it. Always appreciate you guys listening and showing up. Makes it fun and very, very good. And yep, Joe, I'm with you, man. I'm excited for this season. So many great players. Just such a great conference this season. I don't think there's going to be an undefeated team in the conference this year. I think it's just too good. I think we have too many good teams. And I think it's going to be really, really exciting to watch.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very exciting.
It is.
A month and a half away.
Oh my gosh, can't wait. Media days next not like a week and a half, somewhere in that range. So yeah, week from Tuesday. So Bobby Mack says 48 days. Wow, 48 days. That's awesome. So thank you, Illini Bubba. Thank you, everybody else. The encouragement, we really appreciate it. Zach, you got anything else you want to get to before we get out of here?
Nope. Thanks for joining us, guys. I'm sorry I was a little slow in the middle of that, but we got it together.
They're just going to post your quote all the time.
So. Oh, crap.
Crap. Zach, do you have a pick? Oh, crap.
Did my best New York Jets impression, my best Las Vegas Raiders impression, my best Cleveland Browns impression. Sorry, what?
Yeah, don't do your best Cleveland Browns impression. Nobody wants to see that. Max says Josh Pate to the Big Ten Huddle next month, or to the Big Ten next month. Yeah, we'll see what happens. What do you have any thought on that? Do you think Pate's going to On 3 or what?
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, so he paused his show and nobody really knows why. He said they're working on something, and then Shannon Terry, the On 3 guy, quote tweeted it. What did he quote tweeted it with like a wink or something like that? It was something like a smirk or something like that. So yeah, it's interesting.
Interesting.
When we have news on it, we'll let you know. Thanks for being here, everybody. Zach, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. We'll see you Tuesday night. Have a good one. See you later.